brother told me I ain't had no car.
And I ain't trying to take
Who
a
said
car,
that?
but I will defend this house or
You
take
know,
a
I'll
check.
tell you.
144 in
Tell
the
me.
black. Switch on
Yeah,
some
we
big
gotta
bag
start.
shit. She called it 47.
So we,
Word
hey,
to God,
Mashal, we good with the winter solstice
motherfuckers
and
ready
Nimrod,
for
right?
what?
I mean, I'm gonna need those two articles. We got both of them.
How much cost?
Most High Christ. That's all we need.
You know, he got his car got fucked up.
Yeah.
But that ain't nothing.
Yeah, that ain't no. You don't want to do that. I'll be ready after the next song. We ready to roll, man.
Okay.
We got the candles going. Yeah, we ready. Another day at the office. This is my first time teaching in this school.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Mashiach in Christ and fall up under that UPK
We got
banner.
designer bands compact in here.
It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him.
Salagi. Anybody? Anybody got? We have designer bands compact. We gonna need it.
Where is it at? You trying to get the I'm trying to take my
Yeah, go ahead, check.
let me see. Straight on the left. Alright.
I'm cussing. I swear I'm gonna get on that group chat and fucking cuss every.
Good, that's better. That's better right there. Yeah, you can hold it. I'm gonna have you read it. I'm going to idolatry. Okay, we ready to roll?
What color?
Shalom, y'all. Shamar, Allah Tabah, Shimmy, Shah. How you feeling? We ready to roll?
Your mic is hot.
We hot, ready? We live?
You live. Come on.
Most High Christ. We the Israelite School of UPK. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Jenny Yohana. You understand, as always, we're not affiliated with no Hebrew Israelite groups out there on the face of the earth. If it's not 1 West, you understand, coming out of the ISUPK under command of Jenny Yohana, it's not the truth, man. It's just another form of Christianity. So it is very important, especially if you've been paying attention to the controversy that's been going on and you know what I'm saying, surrounding Israel, you understand, quote unquote, the black Hebrew Israelites, man, that's one of the main reasons why we say that before every class, you understand? Today is a heavy class. We're in the law class every Wednesday. I'm holding it down for priest and officer Natazab. Give that brother a hand, man. He does an excellent job every Wednesday. Stepping in for that brother, man, and we're gonna, of course, you understand, you know we have to touch on this wicked satanic holiday called Christmas, man, that our people is out there indulged in. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of death, a lot of people going to jail. You understand? It's just a wicked time for our people, especially Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? So before I go into my topic, do we have any questions in the room? All right? No questions? Didn't you say you had a question? Wait, let's get it.
Can I break down on 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 3?
Okay, go ahead and read it. What's your specific question on it?
I guess where in the timeline would this actually take place?
Okay, go ahead and read. Hold on, let me get it with you real quick. No sweat. You said 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me 1 second. Get that with you. Go ahead, read.
For when they shall say
Nice and loud.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Go up 2 verses.
But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
It come when?
As a thief in the night.
So what is, you get the context of the scripture right here? What are we talking about?
The Lord's return as being as a surprise.
Read it one more time.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord cometh as a thief in the night.
Break that down right there.
He's going to come when you least expect it.
That's it right there. That's the whole point. You understand? That's why I say the time is near. You hear the scriptures always saying that because no man knoweth the time or the hour, but it's gonna happen. You get my point? Go ahead, read.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So once again, like, what's your specific question on this scripture right here? Because we got the context of what's going on, right?
Right. So that means it hasn't happened yet,
Exactly.
right? So
it's gonna come when it's least expected. You get my point? That's why it's so important to make your election sure. To behind that tree, don't be eating the swine. You get my point? You need to do what the Most High told us to do.
Right.
You get my point?
Right.
Keep reading.
But ye, brethren.
But ye what?
Brethren.
Go ahead.
Are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
And why wouldn't we be in darkness right here, ye brethren?
Because we keeping the law.
Give them the hand, and the law's gonna give you light. You get my point? That's the whole point right there. You keep these laws, and that's an excellent precept because I got a precept to go right with that. You know what I'm saying, on the breakdown of Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Did you have any questions, brother? Shalom.
I just wanted to ask
First Thessalonians 5 and 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep reading.
Ye are all children of the light.
Mm-hmm. And why are we children of the light?
Because we follow after the law.
Who's the law is given to?
Right.
You understand that? That's the whole point right there. Keep going.
But ye are all children of the light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
Meaning, if we make our election sure, we're going to get the reward that comes with keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? You keep these laws, you live. You don't, what's going to happen? You die. That's it right there. The death represents what? The darkness. You see? So, man, we're going to get straight into it, man. Of course, it's a wicked satanic time for our people, man. And the The brothers and sisters in the room right now, give yourself a hand, man. You understand? Y'all can be out there doing what our people doing, but instead you're hearing the truth according to these scriptures, right? So let's go straight to Colossians 2:8. Colossians 2:8 real quick. I'm gonna pull a few scriptures and then we're gonna go into the history of Christmas, go into the breakdown, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, that we'll save some people tonight. Right? Whoever got it. Quick one. Let's get it. Colossians 2:8.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Beware.
Lest
Go
any
ahead.
man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
How can a man spoil you? Spoil you. What is the word spoil talking about right here in this scripture? Young man.
Tempt you with things that's not good for you.
I'll take that.
For you to brainwash and think it is.
I'll take that. You want to take a shot at it? Right here, when it says spoil you, beware lest any man spoil you, what is it talking about?
Like is it almost referring in the same way you would kind of like spoil the kid?
Michelle, you want to help these brothers out? Y'all right on it. But you need something a little stronger to break this down right here. The word spoil. Look up, somebody pull up the definition of spoil. And then Michelle, go ahead.
It ruin you.
That's it right there. Beware lest any man ruin you with what? Keep reading.
Through philosophy and vain deceit.
Through what?
Philosophy and vain deceit.
So that's the whole point right here. Christmas is a man-made philosophy that was created. The Most High telling us to beware of this thing right here. You get my point? Vain deceit. What does the word vain mean? And before you answer that, somebody who got the definition of spoil?
Oh, I got
Yeah, let's read that definition real quick.
I was gonna ask you, what dictionary do y'all use?
We always use the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Or we also go to the pictorial, you know what I'm saying, the Webster's Dictionary as well. You know what I'm saying? We use both. Yeah, just look at the word spoil, and we can move along. No sweat. And when you teaching these scriptures, you're gonna have to teach it. When you teaching, you want to break words like this down so you get the context of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The definition of spoil: plunder, taken from an enemy in war, or
taken from what?
From an enemy in war.
Taken from an enemy in war. So the man that's our enemy, and we at warfare right now. We in a spiritual warfare. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, but it's spiritual. So a man that's trying to ruin you spiritually, he gave you Christmas. Keep reading.
Or from a victim in robbery.
See, who is the victim right now? The children of Israel. So-called niggas in the ghetto, spicks, wetbacks. We the victim right here. You get my point? Keep going. Shalom, give us some thoughts, sir.
The second one was loot. It was like a
No.
It said loot.
Somebody get the other definition I just called for, real quick, and then we gonna move on. We just read spoil, right? Vain deceit. The word vain means nothing.
Right.
You understand? Christmas gifts under a tree, it means holds no value according to the Most High. You understand? Matter of fact, he told us don't do that. You understand? Because why? It came from, where did it come from? Anybody? Where did Christmas come from? We're gonna get into it tonight. We're gonna get deep into it. You know where Christmas came from, brother?
Had to be the white man. I mean, I know that.
No. Go ahead.
I looked it up, did a quick Google recently, and two things popped up: Saturnalia and something about incubus, something worship.
That's you on it. What nation did it come from? It didn't come from the children of Israel. It didn't come from all Holy Scrolls.
Right.
Most High told us don't do it. Come on, I need a season, man, to help these brothers out. Go ahead, Michelle.
Far back they can go, come from Babylon.
It right there.
City of Nimrod.
That's it right there. So we keeping the customs of another God like we always did. When the Most High rescued us out of Egypt, what did we start doing in the wilderness? Worshiping other gods, worshiping the damn golden calf. Give me idolatry in the Zodavans real quick before we get down into this topic. Go ahead, Michelle.
I have a question on that.
Mm-hmm.
You've gotten to the point that Christmas comes out of Babylon.
And the word Babylon really means what?
Confusion.
Babel.
Babel.
Exactly. It's confusion. Go ahead, Salaki.
No.
Go ahead.
My question would be, is there any indication that the good Christians know Christmas ain't got nothing to do with the Bible?
Oh, yes, and we're going to get to it. We got the precepts to show our people. Absolutely. But the problem with Christians is what? Why don't they know?
Why don't they know?
Mm-hmm. And it ties right into Colossians 2:8. Go ahead, Kadash. You got it. Why don't they know?
I'm gonna let him answer. I
So?
was gonna say they don't even care, because a few people
That's true.
said, oh yeah, I know, but they don't even care because they rejected it.
We gonna get to them, man. Y'all saying some hell of a points right now. I got all this, with everything y'all saying, I got the scriptures
Come.
right here. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, so the men who they've set over themselves to lead them in spiritual matters,
Mm-hmm.
teach them that Christmas is okay, that it's not a sin. So their so-called spiritual leaders
Mm-hmm.
are leading them away from the Most High
Mhm.
rather than leading them to the Most High. And Christmas is one of the prime ways they lead them away from the Most
God,
High.
y'all all said the same. Let's read the scripture again. Colossians 2:8. Read it from the top. And this is why the Christians don't know. Because they follow. I'm about to get I damn near gave you the answer. Start from the top.
Beware lest any man spoil you.
Let's what?
Any man spoil you.
Let's what?
Any man spoil you.
This is why they don't know, because they not following the truth in the Bible. You know what they doing? They following a man-made doctrine that's based off our holy scrolls. You understand? That's why they celebrate Christmas. Go ahead, keep reading.
Through philosophy and
See?
vain.
Through philosophy. Through what philosophy? Roman Catholicism.
Mm.
You understand that? God love everybody and all that garbage. The law is done away. All that is philosophy that come from a man. Keep reading.
And vain deceit.
Mm-hmm.
After the tradition of men.
Traditions of what?
Of men.
Of what?
Of men.
So you following a tradition of a man. And then when we go out there with the Bible and tell our people what's really going on, they hate us. Guess who else they hated?
Christ.
Precept. Let's get that precept, Akim. And then we're gonna want to stay focused on the topic, but I gotta read the precept now. You know what I mean? Paul was, man, that brother was nasty in the truth, man. He was a beast. You start reading Paul's letters, man. Paul was focused. Built 7 schools in Asia Minor.
Yeah, right.
You understand that? That brother was on fire in the truth. You understand? Who got it? Can help y'all out? You swear. Because they hate me, for sure they gonna hate you. That's the one you need. And these kind of precepts you wanna be quick to get, man, because we got a lot to cover.
John 15 and 18.
That sound like it. Let's get it.
John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you.
If the what?
If the world hate you.
What world is it talking about that hates you right now? Go ahead.
The world of the Edomites, the world of the oppressor, America, Babylon.
Would it just be the Edomites? Because
Wow,
I mean, it's wicked Israelites that hate you for telling the truth according to the Bible. You understand that? And Christ, this is what Christ was saying. Christ was on the scene, and the Sadducees and Pharisees was, you know what I'm saying, lying on him, saying he was trying to overturn the government in Rome. Why? Because he was reading the truth out the Bible, like I'm saying right now. You get my point. Christmas don't have nothing to do with us, man. I'm gonna prove it with the scriptures. Keep reading.
John 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Go ahead, read it again.
If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
That's heavy. Keep reading.
Verse 19, if ye were of the world.
If we was of the world, what world? The world that celebrate Christmas. You understand? The world that's out there doing all kind of wickedness right now to serve so-called white man's holiday.
Right.
That's the world it's talking about. Keep going.
If ye were of the world.
If we were what?
Of the world.
You would never see none of my brothers, you know what I'm saying, indulge in this man-made holiday ever. That's why they hate you. Your family they gonna look at you like, man, you not getting down with this Christmas tree and these gifts. You know what I'm saying? It's just idol worship, paganism, right? Keep going.
If ye were of the world would love you.
If we were celebrating with them, they'd love us.
Oh,
oh, y'all in the cult. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The Christian church is the biggest cult in the earth. You understand?
Yeah, right.
All these brothers and sisters that celebrating Christmas, that's indulging that's the cult right there. You had something, Shaw?
Come.
Go ahead.
This is a strange beast. Assimilation into Babylon. Assimilation to spiritual Sodom.
Oh man.
We didn't even know until Obama was a successful 2-term president what spiritual Sodom was.
Right.
We know now.
That's heavy. Yep.
And that's what we are. We're in a place that they are so dedicated to making the Bible be true in their debauchery, in their abominations, that they attempt to force on you. They've definitely been forcing it on our sisters. I'm so personally pissed off about that. Because right now, there's more brothers right now just scratching to get the truth. They done heard us somewhere on the internet or was passing by, and they trying to get it, but because of how their woman has been brainwashed.
And that's the whole point. If I could, that's the whole point of these law classes, man. Because if you don't follow the law, you look at our nation, you look at the power that created the heavens and the earth, man. He's not happy with the nation of Israel. He done already threw us away once. You understand? And the only reason we had an opportunity to come back is because why? The number one sacrifice, and that was his favorite son. I just gave you the answer right there. You understand that?
Okay.
Killed his favorite son in the nation of Israel. I'm gonna tell you something. Yahweh didn't want to do it, man. And our people still want to celebrate this garbage, and we're showing you the truth about the scriptures. Go ahead. You have something?
You right on point.
Go ahead, Kadash. Let's get it.
I heard a sister say on Facebook, she was like, so what if y'all don't celebrate the holiday? Don't knock me for doing it because, don't knock somebody else. I do it for, I know it's not in the Bible and all of this, but I do it for my family and friends, and I do it to celebrate my family and friends. So, and then I got on there and I said, listening to a woman tell us to celebrate a pagan holiday, we listen to a woman tell us that she celebrates a pagan holiday because it's for her family. Now they not thinking after she said that statement about I do it for my family, they forgot all about that it's a pagan holiday.
We're about to get into it. Let's get that definition, idolatry, in the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Tell them what page you're reading from. Nice and loud.
Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, page 238. Idolatry. All the nations surrounding ancient Israel.
All the what?
Nations surrounding ancient Israel were idolatrous, although their idolatry assumed different forms. The early Semites of Mesopotamia worshipped.
See that? All these surrounding nations outside of God's chosen people that he chose to be separate, they was idolatrous, man. You understand? That's where we get Christmas from. These other nations. The so-called white man. You understand? Your oppressor. The Babylonians, like we just discussed right now. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Worship mountains.
They worship what?
Mountains.
They worship a damn mountain. Go ahead.
Springs. Trees.
Go ahead.
Blocks of stone.
Hold on, they worship what?
Blocks of stone.
But what they say before that? Trees.
Right, trees.
So this right here lets you know that this is an idol worship day, man. Don't have nothing to do with the Most High. Keep going.
In which the deity was supposed to be in some sense incarnate. The religion of the Egyptians centered mostly around the divination of the sun of the Nile as the sources of life.
Zara, I need you to take over. Get that. I need you to read for him. Yeah, read it from the top. No sweat.
Idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
All the nations surrounding ancient
Go
Israel
ahead.
were idolatrous.
Keep going.
Although their idolatry assumed different forms. The early Semites of Mesopotamia worshiped mountains,
Go ahead.
springs,
Go ahead.
trees, and blocks of stones.
Who worship blocks of stone? I know you know, Zara. We get a young man to shot. Go ahead. Who worship the damn stone?
Or the stone, or
Yeah.
the Ishmaelites, or the...
Give him a hand. You understand? Which is what? Islam.
Islam, right.
You understand? Which is idol worship as well. Go ahead.
God of all kind. Like, in which the deity was supposed to be the religion of the Egyptians.
See that? This is a religion. You know what I'm saying? Worshiping a man-made doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Idol worship. Go ahead.
Centered mostly about the veneration of the son of the Nile
Go ahead.
as sources of life.
No sweat. So I pulled this to show you, man, what idol worship comes from. First of all, it comes from other nations. You know what I'm saying? And Christmas definitely comes from the Babylonians. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get into the history of Nimrod. You bow down to a tree. Our people don't even know you worshiping Nimrod. Who was Nimrod? Anybody? Young man.
The creator of the Tower of Babel.
Shot. Who's Nimrod? And then after you answer, we're gonna read the article. All right?
Nimrod was a mighty hunter. He was the grandson of Ham.
He was the grandson
Son
of
of
who?
Cush.
That's right.
The son of Cush, the grandson of Ham, the great grandson of Ham.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And
You got the article for me? Let's read the article.
Okay, Nimrod.
Let's get the article real quick, nice and loud. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here we go. Livius.org, articles on ancient history. This is Nimrod,
Mm-hmm.
legendary Hebrew mentioned in the Bible and known from Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. Original story, Nimrod, the son of Cush, grandson of Ham, and great-grandson of Noah.
The son of who?
The son of Cush.
Meaning this Nimrod comes from a different nation. And we sitting here keeping a custom from that derived from another nation. You are after you find that out, you got to know the Most High ain't with you, and that's why we destroy it. You understand? Because we following the gods of the other nations, just like we did when we was coming out of Egypt. The same thing, nothing new under the sun. You understand? Go ahead.
Also, being the son of Cush, Cush's father was named Ham.
Because his father was named what?
Ham.
And who was Ham?
Ham is one of the sons of Noah. So Nimrod is the grandson of Ham, which means Nimrod was a Hamite,
An African.
African.
So when you keep Christmas, you keeping the customs of an African.
So
You're not keeping Hanukkah. You understand? You're not keeping the Passover. You breaking the Lord's law. And in the book of Exodus, what did he say? I'm a jealous God. Thou shalt not have any gods before me. So when we keep Christmas and all these pagan holidays like I'm breaking down, you understand? We become destroyed. We become more of a cursed people. You understand? And we're going to fall. The Most High is going to kill us at the end of the day. Why do I say that? Because the wages of sin is what? What'd you say, sis?
Yeah.
Give her a hand. You know what I'm saying? The wages of sin is death. So if I'm keeping a custom of another nation, I'm sinning against the Most High, and that's our problem. We got bachelor degrees, master degrees, but we're not educated in the Lord's knowledge that I'm giving y'all right now. You understand that? Somebody had their hand raised? Go ahead. No sweat.
So the original Babylonians were white or black?
Were they white or black?
Yeah.
Give me the definition of ham so we can help them out. No sweat. Nice and loud. That's a good question. And this is the whole point of class right here. That's a good question.
Bible
So,
Dictionary, page 213. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood.
Ham is the youngest son of Noah, born when?
96 years before the flood.
Go ahead.
And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
That's how you know the flood happened, because every nation got records of this flood happening. Right? Keep reading.
He became the progenitor.
He became what?
The progenitor.
What does progenitor mean? I know you know, Shop. Young man.
Would it be like your legacy or the next one up?
Somebody that starts a nation, a forefather, right? Keep going.
He became the progenitor of the dark race.
He became what?
The progenitor of the dark races.
So everybody dark skinned, Arabs is dark skinned, but they don't come from Shem. You understand that? Keep going.
Not the Negro.
Not the what?
Negro.
Not the what?
Negro.
Go ahead.
But the Egyptians, Ethiopians,
Go ahead.
Libyans, and Canaanites.
And what was Nimrod? Anybody? Not the Zab. Also 5,000.
Africa.
What nation did he come from?
Man.
That's it right there. So they were dark skinned people, but we're not of the same nation. You get my point? Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
One more too.
Go ahead.
So the Ham created Christmas then. So like other black people.
Well, that custom came from, you know what I'm saying, that nation, Babylon. Nimrod came from Ham. We come from Shem, 2 different nations. You understand? Keep reading.
His indecency when his father lay drunken brought a curse upon Canaan.
See that? He was cursed. Why was he cursed? Anybody? Child? Well, you know why he was cursed?
The Bible says that he was cursed because he looked upon his father's nakedness.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Let's jump up. I gotta move on. Let's get Amos 5:21. Got a lot to cover. Amos 5:21. Who got it? You got it, Zerah? Come on, whoever got it, let's get it.
I despise your feast days.
I do what?
I despise your feast days.
This is a heavy bedrock scripture that every officer in this school should have and know. You understand? The Most High is saying he hate your. Why is he saying your feast days? Why is he saying that? Go ahead.
Because they're not his.
That's it right there. You know you keeping a feast day of another nation. You know you ain't keeping the Passover and Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication. You understand? The Feast of Unleavened Bread. You know you keeping something that you want to do. Because why? You stiff-necked and rebellious people. 9 times out of 10, when we go out there and teach on the streets, who is the #1 opposer that comes against us? Is it our people? Come on, man. Stiff-necked and rebellious. We don't want to. We hate knowledge. We rather get down with Nimrod's knowledge. You understand? His science and all that garbage, man. Egyptology and all that. You understand? Keep going.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
You don't want to smell that disgusting pork. You understand? Your honey baked ham and all that garbage. He hate that. Keep reading.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
What are we talking about right here? Y'all officers got to know these right here, man. He will not accept your offerings. Go ahead. Break it down, sir.
Kind of what Kyle said. Them offerings, them prayers that we send up when we praying over that Thanksgiving turkey. When we praying over, you know what I'm saying, that Christmas dinner before, you know what I'm saying, when all our family gather around.
Sha, you right. I'm looking for a different answer. When they say, I won't accept your burnt offerings, what is it talking about? Go ahead, Kadash.
Talking about a sacrifice, like he don't do animal sacrifices.
Exactly,
No more.
that's what I'm looking for. You need that right there. He don't do what no more?
Animal sacrifice.
Meaning, back during that time, you know what I'm saying, if we sinned, we just sacrificed the best of our cattle at that time. You understand? The most, that's not enough. He wants you to do something stronger than that now. He wants you to be, you know why? Because that was carnal. He wants you to be spiritual. He wants the law in your inward parts. You understand? Meaning be obedient to what he's telling you to do. You get my point? Don't eat the pork. Love thy brother as thyself. Don't have no other gods before me. That's what he wants you to do. The Most High say to hell with sacrificing an animal to me. I'm good. I want y'all to be a little bit more stronger. Get my point? Go ahead.
I have one question since you said that.
Mm-hmm.
With the sacrifice, don't like Passover, don't ISUPK sacrifice like the lamb?
Are we sacrificing the lamb for our sins? Or are we keeping the tradition? Now we need the precept. Give me, keep these feast days throughout your generations. That's what we doing. You understand? We rehearsing the righteous acts, but if a brother fall in the UPK, we're not gonna go kill his sheep and say, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna talk, this is because I did this sin. You get my point? So help the brother out with the precept that I need. Let's get it quickly. You should keep all these feasts throughout your generations. Who got it? Should be in the book of Leviticus, 11th chapter.
Exodus 12 and 14.
Come. We got it, start the water. Let's get it nice and loud.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast of the Lord throughout your generation.
Throughout what?
Throughout your generation.
What does that mean, young man? He commanding us to do something right here. What that mean?
To make sure you continue doing it.
Throughout your generations, meaning what?
Throughout the generation.
Meaning what?
Keep up the tradition.
Mashah, help him out.
As long as we are people, we'll do this from generation to generation. You know, I teach my children, they teach their children, and we keep doing it.
So we slaughter that lamb to rehearse the righteous acts and also to keep that feast day throughout our generations. All right?
Gotcha. That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Who's holding the last scripture?
I was.
Where you was at?
I was in the verse 22, verse 23.
Go ahead.
Amos 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take away take away the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
You don't want to hear them Christian songs and
Right.
jingle bells and all that and the melody of that garbage. He don't want to hear that, man.
Right.
He wants you to be obedient children. Imagine it like any good father. If you taught your children to do a certain thing, they kept doing the same thing over and over again, disobeyed you. Wouldn't that make you angry?
Oh, yeah.
The Most High is an angry and jealous power, man. We gotta start really looking at what's going on in the earth, and you will see that the Most High is not with us, man. He's only gonna be with you unless you obey Him, right? Let's move on. Give me Jeremiah 10:1. Then we start to get into the history of you know what I'm saying, this satanic holiday. Like when we talk about Christmas, what is the number one explanation that Christians say that why they're keeping this so-called feast? Anybody? Why they say they're keeping it? Go ahead, sis.
For the kids.
They're doing it for the kids, and well, it's rock.
The birth of Christ.
The birth of Christ. It did not happen in the dead of the women. You understand? We're gonna get into that right now. Give me Genesis 10:6. Zerach, you got it? Genesis,
I got,
the 10th chapter. What you got?
Jeremiah.
I need Genesis 10:6 first. Salakia. Go ahead.
And the sons of Ham,
The sons of who?
Ham,
So we just broke down who Ham was. That's the nation, the Africans. You understand? It's not us. Keep going.
Cush,
Who?
Cush,
Go ahead.
and Mitzrayim,
Go ahead.
and Put, and Canaan, and the sons of Cush, Sheba, and Havilah,
Mm-hmm.
and Sabbatah,
Keep going.
and Ramah,
Yep.
and
This is basically, if I could, the lineage of an African nation. It's going down, you know what I mean? To show you. Keep going.
and Sabteka, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan.
Keep reading.
And Cush begat Nimrod,
Cush did what?
begat Nimrod,
Meaning what?
get born, he was the father of,
Go ahead.
and he began to be a mighty man on the earth, a mighty one on the earth, slacking, sir.
Keep reading.
He was a mighty hunter.
He was a mighty what?
Hunter
Go ahead.
before the Lord, wherefore it was said, even as Nimrod, the hunter before the Lord, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
So we get into the history of who Nimrod is. He's an African hunter. He don't descend off the nation of Israel. And here our people live. We celebrate and bowing down to a man that ain't got nothing to do with us. You understand? The Most High said, what? I chose you to be a holy people above all the nations on the earth. And here we are celebrating Nimrod, a disgusting African. Go ahead. You have something?
And a lot of people, they just think about them hunting animals. When they said Esau was a hunter, it was basically talking about, well, half of that characteristic is talking about him being a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing with the African. Just like General Butt Naked and all of them people over in Africa that shooting little people up with AKs and stuff like that. So this African is a murderer.
Right. Damn
It
right.
eats hearts and nasty stuff like that.
Right. That's right. I'm just breaking this scripture. I'm bringing this scripture out to show you, you know what I'm saying, who Nimrod is, and to show you that we don't have nothing to do with this disgusting man. Right? Any questions before we move on? All right, give me read Jeremiah real quick.
The book of Jeremiah,
Mm-hmm.
chapter 10, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Your house of what?
O house of Israel.
That's how you know this Bible is so powerful, because it's saying in one context, don't follow these nations right here. You understand? But it's always talking to the house of Israel. O children of Israel, hear my words. O children of Israel, hear my word that I speak against you, because you such of a disobedient people, man. You understand? That's our God right there. A man he looked at us as what? Anybody. What do you look at the nation of Israel as? Mashah.
As a wife.
As a what?
A wife.
So could you imagine raising a woman up, man? I'm saying teaching her everything, and she's still gonna disobey you? Like imagine how you gonna be looking at her. You get my point? That's how the Most High look at us. All right, keep reading.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Nimrod is a heathen. He descends from the nation of Ham. You get my point? We're gonna get into it now. Keep going.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Meaning, what does that mean right there? Yeah, go ahead, you got it.
The sun.
Yeah, the stars. You understand why? Because the heathen is dismayed at the signs of heaven. You got Star Wars, Star Trek. You understand? I mean, he's obsessed with the signs of the heaven. The Most High said, don't do that thing right there. Keep reading.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
The heathen's scared of the stars and all that garbage. You understand? Which means nothing. You know what means something to the Most High? How good you gonna be perfect in keeping the law, like Christ. Somebody pull Matthew 5:48. This is what he's concerned about right here.
book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Be ye therefore perfect.
Be ye there what?
Therefore perfect.
Perfect. What does a Christian tell you? Somebody that's keeping Christmas, they're gonna be like, man, you can't be perfect, man. You understand? Christ saying what?
Be ye therefore perfect.
Perfect. Can I be perfect at keeping Esau's laws in this kingdom?
Why?
You said lie, I can't. Why not?
Not keeping his law?
I can't be perfect at keeping so-called oppressor laws.
You can.
I mean, well, slack you, sir, you're right. You can.
Why couldn't I?
As long as his laws don't contradict, you know, the laws of the Most High, you can.
What law would contradict the law of the Most High?
I mean, like, if they said you can't pray or something like that, like.
But that's not reality, though. There ain't no what law in Esau's law that said you can't pray.
You're right.
You got something right? Go ahead.
Something like gay rights, like, you know what I'm saying?
Gay rights. But that's not. It's not a law that's established commanding me to be gay.
No, lie, sir. I'm misunderstanding your question.
Can I be, if I'm a law-abiding citizen, can I be perfect in keeping the laws in this kingdom right here called America? So why couldn't you be perfect in keeping the Most High's laws? What's the difference?
Yeah, I'm right.
You know go ahead, sis.
Because they said that the Most High law is like too strict.
Who said that? Okay. Yeah. The people probably celebrating Christmas tonight. Understand? So you don't want to go ahead.
No, that is usually the first thing a Christian kind of regurgitate out their mouth.
You can't be
Nobody
perfect.
Right, nobody can keep all those laws. But then in the same breath, I would ask them, like, how many traffic laws do you unconsciously keep every day?
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
You can do that thing. You know what you got to do, Akim and Aqua? You have to be able to go to war with yourself first when you wake up. You got to fight your flesh, man. You understand? This thing that we doing is not carnal, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual warfare. Think about how hard the devil told me it is your first day denying yourself of food and water for 24 hours, man. Thought you, if somebody would told me I had to do that before the truth, I'd be like, I can't do it, man. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? But once you do that, it show you that you can be absolutely perfect in keeping the law.
Right.
You understand that? You can be. Well, and why do I say that? Because Yahweh was made like unto his brethren. He was a man that actually walked the earth. The problem with him, he was just focused. You know what I'm saying? That's what separated him from a lot. He wasn't carnal. He looked at it every day he woke up. He knew that his battle and his journey was spiritual. That's the whole point, man. Once we understand this spiritual warfare, it'll be a lot easier to make excuses for failure. Read it again, Matthew 5:48.
be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Be ye therefore perfect, meaning keep all the laws, no blemishes. We don't want to hear no excuses. That's what Christ is saying. Keep going. Keep going. No sweat.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven which is perfect. That's the end of the chapter.
Okay, no sweat. Let's go back to Jeremiah. He was at 10 verse 2, I believe. I think you had it, Zerah.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Meaning the things that these other nations doing, like we read idolatry, they worshiping mountains, they worshiping trees, rocks, stones, they vain. They don't mean nothing to the Most High. It's nothing. It's garbage. It's considered foolishness with the Most High. Somebody get that precept now. You understand that the knowledge of this world is considered foolishness. Keep reading, Zerah.
Kind of one kind. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
They did what?
For one cutteth the tree out of the
Now
forest.
we getting into the custom that our people is flooded with. Like I looked at the spirit of Christmas this year. I'm at work. Everywhere I went, it was so strong, man. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I never looked at it like that until I was in this truth. You get my point? But yeah, that lets you know, man. That's why we call the white man the devil, that the Bible speaks of, because he wants you to sin against your power. You understand? And that's why he has such of a problem with us, what we push. You understand? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is what you said is heavy though, because you can go down the block and you can see no street, no lights on one block, but one house will have lights. And I ask myself, like, what take that, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's that person mentally to have, they don't, I'm gonna put one light outside, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really just noticed how strong the spirit of Christmas was this year. I never looked at it like that, but anywhere you go, you see a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
You go outside your door, look right, left, go to the slavery. I mean, go to McDonald's, anywhere you go. This holiday right here, the so-called holiday, is being pushed so heavily, man. It's ridiculous, man. You understand? And why is it being pushed? Because the other nations want you to sin against your God. You understand? Because why? If we come back to our laws, statutes, and commandments, we're gonna raise up over these nations. This kingdom gonna fall. Yeah, we got to do it as a nation, though. He want 144,000 men sealed. The scripture said, "What? Make your election sure." You can't make your election sure if you're not striving to be perfect, man, in this spiritual warfare. You get my point? You got a question? Shalom. You book of thought. You got a question, brother?
Sir.
Son of Christ. Good to see you. Keep reading, Zara.
The work of the hands of the workman.
The work of the what?
Of the hands of the workman.
Meaning it took work to get this Christmas tree out the woods where it belongs. It don't belong in your front room. You get my point? A man did that thing. Keep reading.
With the axe.
With the what?
With the axe.
Keep going.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
He didn't do this, man. They deck it with silver and gold. How many Christmas trees did you ride by on the way to the school?
Man, big night.
It was, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, it's crazy. And guess what? They hate us for telling our people not to do this thing no more. You see, you get my point? Keep reading, Rock.
They fasten it with nails.
They do what?
And they fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Go ahead.
That it move not.
Keep reading.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
Why is the Most High saying be not afraid of them? Go ahead.
Sir, because people was afraid of the tradition of Nimrod, and they thought they had life in this tree. You know, and the mother of Nimrod, she said, if y'all don't bow down and give presents to this tree, you know, this tree is going to kill you. So
That's right.
people had this indication that they would die if they didn't give presents.
We're going to get to it. That give him a hand. That's an excellent answer. You right on with it, man. Right on with it. You understand? Let's get Isaiah 8 and 20. Nimrod. You see that Christmas tree? You worshiping the god of a Babylonian god. Mushak, give me Exodus 20 and 2.
Like you said Isaiah 8:20.
Yeah, hold that. Let him read Exodus 20 and 2. No sweat. And can you believe, man? Listen, I'm 35. I've been in the truth for 3 or 4 years, so I've been worshiping another god my whole life. Didn't even know it. And guess who trained me up to do that? My parents. The scriptures say you should train up a child the way that they should go. So our parents have failed at. I wouldn't even say parents. I say the religious leaders have failed at the job. You get my point? That's the whole point. Exodus 20 and 2. Yeah, the so-called religions we've been following. I don't care if it's Islam, Christianity. They have failed. You understand? Failed at the job.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead. That's why we so heavy in the earth right now. ISUPK, because we here to fight against what's been brainwashing your whole life.
Right.
35. I'm just not finding out the truth 4 years ago. So guess what? 30 years of my life, I've been sinning against the power that created the heavens and the earth. You understand? And didn't even know it because why? My parents didn't train me up the way that I should go. That's why you hear the brothers and sisters call Commander General Yohana and General Muhammad father, because he raising us up the way that we should go according to that Bible, man. Right. You understand? And brothers hate him for it, man. You see what you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Well, y'all know Lil JR. He won't celebrate Christmas ever again. Right. You understand? I'm training him up the way that he should go.
That's right.
Go ahead, read what you got, though, priest.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
The Most High that killed the firstborn in every Egyptian, man. This is the power of the Bible right here. Took us out of Egypt. We was already in captivity once. Keep going.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of what?
Bondage.
What does that mean? I want to let these young men. I know you know. Go ahead. Huh?
Slavery.
Slavery? You want to correct that? You right, but I want a stronger answer. The house of bondage is what in 2019?
Sloppy, I was gonna say a curse.
Barack, yeah. The house of bondage in 2019 is what? Let him try. No sweat.
Works, right?
Barack. The house of bondage in 2019 is what?
The job.
Kadas the bar. The house of bondage in 2019 is what? All y'all right, huh? You having to go up to work, having to go to work every day. Some brothers want to have, 2 slavery. You know what I'm saying? We in the house of bondage right now. We already got to, and what's the precept is what I'm saying? You shall go into Egypt again, second time. So Egypt is, when you read Egypt, it's always a Greek derivative for bondage. All right, keep reading.
That was the end of that.
Keep going. More. Guess what?
Verse 3,
Mhm.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
That Christmas tree that we've been bowing down for all these years, that's been a god, a Babylonian god we've been serving. Keep going.
Verse 4, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image,
The Christian cross, which is a
Or
graven
any-
image. Go ahead.
or
Keep reading.
any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above,
Keep going.
or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Keep reading.
Verse 5, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
So when you sit at the bottom of a Christmas tree, what are you doing? Bowing down. And you also serving another God, man. That's why we destroyed it. Because our religious leaders told us, hey, it's Christmas, this is okay to do.
Right.
You understand? The law done away with. You understand? We doing this for the kids. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 22 and 26 be a precept for that.
Let's hear it.
Her priests have violated my law and profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and the profane, neither have they shown any difference between the clean and the unclean, and have hid my eyes from the Sabbath, and I am profaned among them.
That's a heavy, jump up 2 verses. That's a heavy, something like that's a heavy precept. You had Ezekiel what now?
22, and that was 26.
Okay. Ezekiel
22 and 20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger.
In my what?
In my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you guys.
That's an excellent precept.
So like y'all, go ahead.
The one you already have set up takes what he just read and takes it a step further. I'm going to bring it straight to Israel. It says, Thou shalt not, this is Exodus 20 and 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
I'm a jealous power. Meaning when you serve these other gods of the other nations, man, I'm not with you. You understand? Then you see people, the way they die, that's the Lord doing that, man.
Damn right.
Because why? The wages of sin is death. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Keep reading.
I'm gonna come.
And then after that, you hold Isaiah 8 and 20 Zerah.
I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God,
Mm-hmm.
visiting the iniquity.
Visiting what?
The iniquity.
What is iniquity talking about? Yeah, man. Which is what? What's the precept?
Transgression of the law.
Where the precept at though?
John 5 and 3.
Nah, somebody help them out. But what you, that's a good precept, but you want a little stronger precept to prove what I'm saying. But I just said the iniquity is what? The transgression of the law, right? So we have to teach somebody. We got to go to the precept and show them where that's at in the Bible, which is 1 John 3 and 4. If one of y'all brothers can grab that real quick and read it nice and loud real quick, and we can move on. 1 John 3 and 4. Go ahead.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law.
Whosoever do what?
Committeth sin transgresses also the law.
We break the law. We do this. This is the Wednesday night law class, man. You understand? We're gonna show our people what they should do, what you shouldn't do, what foods you can do, what foods you can't do. You understand how I should treat my brother, how I shouldn't treat him. I should never tax my brother. You understand? If I give my brother $30, I shouldn't be like, man, you gotta give me 35 back, 40 back. Guess who do that? The so-called oppressor. The other nations get you in debt with credit cards and all that. I can't do that to my brother, man. Why? Because it's not lawful to do. Right?
That's right.
Keep reading.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
You see that? So if a man's sitting there telling you that the law is done away with, he's telling you that sin is done away with. You see that? And because we've been listening to this man all these years, we don't have a moral compass. You understand? You don't have no sense of brotherhood. If we did, we could have a Black Wall Street again, but because we don't know brotherhood, we can never do it. But under Commander General Hunter, guess what? It's gonna happen. You understand? It's gonna happen. Brothers just got to fight your flesh. You know what I'm saying? You fight your emotion. You understand? Keep reading.
Loud.
When you start from the top or keep going.
Yeah, start from the top. Nice and loud.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Go ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Keep going.
And ye know that he is manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin.
That's it right there. Zarak, what you holding?
Isaiah 8 and 20.
Yeah, let's get it. Isaiah 8 and 20.
With the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony.
Hold on, to the what?
To the law and to the testimony.
What is the testimony talking about? Barak Yah. To the law and to the testimony. To the law and to the testimony. You know Gadash? To the law and to the, in this context right here, what is the testimony talking about? It's talking about the record of things, you know what I'm saying, the teachings, you know what I'm saying, the history in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like if I witness a crime, I got a testimony about that crime. You get my point? Go ahead.
So it sounds like the evidence.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm a witness to this thing. You get my point? Keep reading.
To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
You see that? They don't speak according to the records of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? They teach you that the law is done away with. You can keep all these pagan holidays. Because Christ died, you can keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's not in the scriptures. And I'll pull it. Give me he that willfully sins. I need that scripture right there. Keep going, Zarak.
21. And they shall pass through it, hardly be stilled and hungry. And it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their king and their God.
You see that?
And look upward.
What are we talking about right here? It goes with the whole premise of this breakdown, man. Read it one more time.
They shall pass through it, hardly be stilled and hungry.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their king and their God.
How do we curse our king and our gods? The whole thing we've been talking about this whole last hour. Go ahead. I just gave y'all the answer. Go ahead. Huh? Serving other guys, man. You understand? You want to get in here? Oh, what? Keep reading.
And look upward. Verse 22.
And what are we looking upward at?
Sky.
We bowing down and looking upward. You understand? To the other gods of the other nations. That's the whole point. Give me John 3:19. John 3:19.
In the book of John, chapter 3, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world.
That light is did what?
That light is come into the world.
So what is Yahweh Shah talking about? Go ahead. The light is coming to the world. Come on, Akim. Y'all gotta these scriptures like this, especially on the breakdown on Christmas. We gotta know these scriptures here. Go ahead, Mustafa.
He said, light is coming into the world. He rendered everything the world comprehended it not. I mean, he's here and he's living the truth at that particular time. As in 2019, we are here and we're putting that forth truth since 1969.
That's it.
But no, the Baptists can't comprehend it, the Pentecostals can't comprehend it. They still stuck on Christianity.
The light coming into the world, meaning the breakdown that I'm giving right now is the light that's coming into what world it's talking about. Because the definition of world means age or society, the visits of mankind. But what I'm speaking right now, what world is it coming into? Go ahead.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's true. But who? Guess who? Go ahead, Kadas.
It's coming into the world of America, the disgusting world.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading. Yeah, hey, that's true. This is a disgusting society. You understand? Keep reading from 19 again.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world.
Go ahead.
And men love darkness.
And men love what?
Love darkness.
They love what?
Darkness.
They love Christmas. They love the lies. You understand? You know what they love to do? Please their flesh.
Right.
Instead of being spiritual strong in this warfare we in right here. The weapons of this warfare is spiritual, Akim. Read it again, man.
That light is come into the world.
Go ahead.
And men love darkness.
And men love to be weak and please their flesh. That's what men love to do. You understand? Keep going.
Rather than light.
Rather than what?
Rather than light.
What is the light talking about? Again, throughout this whole breakdown.
True.
Which is what?
The laws and commandments.
Obeying the word of the Lord.
Right.
If you do that thing, he's going to be with you. If you don't, he's going to put you to death, man. Give me Romans 6:23. Read verse 20, though. Matter of fact, read down to 21. Son of Christ.
Romans chapter 6, verse 20.
No, I wanted you to finish John 3:20 and 21. Then we're going to go to Romans. It's a lock.
Oh, God.
Wow.
John 3, chapter 20.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
So like you finish you didn't finish 19. So like
Okay.
nice and loud.
And this condemnation,
Mm-hmm.
that light is come into the world.
Go ahead.
And men love darkness.
Men love what?
Darkness.
They love anything that's against this Bible. You understand why? Because it's you feeding your flesh. That's the whole point right there. That's why brothers can't come into the truth, because why? oh, white man wrote that book. That's make believe. You understand? That's the number one excuse for Christians. Because why? They don't want to follow rules. It's not religion on this Bible. What's on this Bible? Rules, laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A moral compass on how the Israelites are supposed to be operating in the earth.
That's right.
You understand? That's it right there. There's no religion on the Bible. Keep going.
Count out one time. And men love darkness rather than light,
Go ahead.
because their deeds were evil.
Their deeds was what?
Were evil.
This Yahweh talking, man. He knew brothers was weak and wasn't strong enough to be perfect like him. You understand? And that's the whole goal of being in the truth. Just because you're wearing fringes and saying shalom, that don't make you in the truth, Akim.
Right.
You got to do something. You got to do something a little heavier than just saying shalom, Lord Christ, and rocking fringes.
Right.
You understand? You got to do behind when it's behind closed doors. You got to do what the Most High wants you to do. Otherwise, we're gonna continue to be destroyed. You understand? You got with that. We got to look at that right there. Go ahead, Kadash.
And you know, that scripture heavy because it say like, you know, the men, they love darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And it remind me of when it's snow outside and you sitting in your house all day and you go outside and that brightness just blind you. The first thing you want to do is go back into darkness.
Right.
Because that's what you comfortable with.
God. That's it. That's it. Go ahead. Keep reading, Rock. Let's get it. We got a few more scriptures to finish up and we're gonna end the class.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. They hate with the Most High. They hate the Most High power. A man that do evil, that ignore these scrolls right here. Well, and guess who we know hates the Most High for sure. You understand? Go ahead, sis.
The white man.
The oppressor. Give her a hand. We know the oppressor for sure hate our power. You understand? Because he's doing everything under the sun that's against the Bible. Right? Keep going.
Neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
What does that mean? His deeds shall be reproved. Yahweh breaking it down right here. Go ahead, Messiah.
To be reproved is to be checked.
That mean to be corrected. Damn right. Give him a hand. He gonna come to light and get checked and get taught on how to operate. And all of us got to go through that. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light.
He that doeth what?
But he that doeth truth
Go ahead.
cometh to the light,
Go ahead.
that his deeds may be made manifest.
How can my deeds be manifest? Barak Yah. You need a little something stronger. That you right. How can my deeds be made manifest? Think about the work that Paul did. His deed, like you can see, the brother was locked in the truth, man. He wouldn't be able to build 7 schools like that. Like look at the work that Commander Jayhana did. His deeds have been manifest, man. He got schools set up throughout the globe right now. You understand? Because why? His deeds have been manifested. A weak man that's carnal, that think carnal, he wouldn't be able to accomplish what Commander Jayhana has accomplished. You get my point? And it all goes back to being spiritual. Like you think, man, come on, Commander Jayhana been in the truth since '84.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Well, how was he able to hold on to the sword that long? By doing what? They're one of the brothers, man, no sweat. By being a spiritual man. By following Christ. You understand? By adhering to what this book telling us to do. You get my point? Keep reading.
That they are wrought in God.
If they are what?
Wrought in God.
All right, no sweat. Let's go to Matthew 6 and 22. We're going to finish up a couple other scriptures. We're going to wrap it up. You got a question? Go ahead.
I had that Hebrews for you in one minute.
Yeah, let's get it. Absolutely. That's an excellent scripture right there.
Hebrews 10 and 26.
Mm-hmm.
For if we sin willfully,
If we do what?
sin willfully,
Meaning, I know this thing right here is wrong, and I'm gonna still do it.
Right.
Ooh, wait.
after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
After we have did what?
received the knowledge of the truth,
Man, you playing with fire. I wouldn't do that thing right there. I don't want to play with the Most High like that. Keep going.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for your sins.
There remains what?
No more sacrifice for your
So
sins.
meaning if you've been taught that this thing right here is unlawful and you're going to do it anyway, leaning on your own understanding, there remains what?
No more sacrifice for sins,
Go ahead.
but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation.
Ooh, stop right there. What is the fearful looking? Because the scriptures tell us he didn't put the spirit of fear on us, but he gave us the spirit of power, right?
Right.
But right here it said if you sin willfully, you're gonna have a fearful looking. What is that talking about? Anybody? Go ahead, Kadas.
Shamefaced.
I roll with that. You wanna try it?
Guilt.
That's it right there. Think about somebody that's always looking behind their back. You understand? Oh man, I'm scared all the goddamn time. Excuse my language. They're fearful looking because they know they're not right with the Most High.
Right.
You understand? If you a man of the Lord and you keeping these laws, you ain't got nothing. You shouldn't have no fear in you, man. Matter of fact, if you a soldier in here and you got a cover, you're not allowed to have fear in you, man.
Right.
You understand? Yeah, that's real. That's how I live it.
Right.
Get my point. Keep going.
Looking for of judgment and fiery indignation.
What is the fire indignation? Brothers out there, man, dealing with the punishments of the Most High. You understand? Living in this hell. You understand? The Most High is not with you. You living up under that fiery indignation. Meaning what? A brother that's sleeping under the bridge. You understand? That's punching holes in his arms and doing, suffering anything wicked in America. He's dealing with the fiery indignation. Look at the diseases that's upon the nation of Israel, man. You understand? That's the fiery indignation. Cancer, lung cancer. We 12% of the population, but yet we number one in every wicked disease across America. That's the fiery indignation right there. You get my point? Keep reading.
Which shall devour the adversary.
You see that? Who is the adversary talking about? Anybody that's against these laws. Right. You understand? They think they a little smarter than the Most High. The Most High is keeping a record of everything you do. You understand? When y'all leave this class tonight, or whatever you do, just know that the Most High is, okay, he did that. All right, no sweat. Wait till I catch up with you. You know what I mean? That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? You got to live like this every day. This is what we got to do. Otherwise, we're going to be, tomorrow turn on the news and you'll see the fiery indignation, man.
Right.
A lot of brothers going to jail tonight, losing their jobs, cars, because they want to do what? Celebrate Christmas. Right? You had a question, Barack?
Sir?
Yeah, I thought you raised your hand a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I did, sir, but I was dealing with the scripture, but I don't know which one.
Okay, no sweat. What scripture we at next? Zarok, what you holding? You not holding nothing? Okay. All right, let's get Romans 6:23. Let's get some more Paul. Move right along. You understand? If you keep any of these heathen holidays, we in the Feast of Hanukkah, man, and the sisters get the sisters in Detroit a hand, man. They've been taking the food to the school every damn day for like the last 4 or 5 days, man. Big ups to you sisters in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We got excellent sisters under Command Johanna in the city of Detroit, throughout the whole nation, and this is what we supposed to be doing, man.
Right.
Gathering ourselves together. Old nation not desired. That's what we doing here in Detroit, man. In the Israelite School of UPK. This is Noah's Ark right here that's getting built right now. You understand that? Read.
We're in the book of Romans, chapter 6, and verse 20.
Nice and loud, priest.
Come. For when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness.
Damn, you was the servants of what?
For when ye were the servants of sin.
Meaning what? What does that mean? Are you at Romans 6:23?
No, I'm at Romans 6 and 20.
Yeah, I need. Well, you can read from 20, because that's heavy. Sloppy.
For when ye were the servants of sin.
Meaning, what does that mean? Go ahead, Zara.
When we serve like Thanksgiving, Christmas, worshiping these holidays, that's unjust.
Outside of even the pagan holidays that we worship, what else is it talking about?
Eating pork, serving our flesh, rather than serving the Lord. And knowing the Lord's statutes and commandments. Never been exposed to it.
That's it. Read 21.
Count on one kind, sir. What fruit have ye then in those things wherefore ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death.
The things of those, what? The end of those things are what?
For the end of those things is death.
Keep reading.
Count on one kind. But now being made free from sin.
And how were we made free? We had to be taught all over again as a baby. You understand? We had to become a new bottle to put the new wine into. You get my point? You can't put new wine in old bottles. What's going to happen to the bottles? It's going to bust. Meaning what? You're going to leave out this school, and leave your brothers, and go back to the old life. The discussing things we was doing before the truth. All of us was doing discussing things, man. You understand? This is the baptism right here. This is the cleansing right here. You understand? Read.
But now being made free.
But now being made what?
Being made free.
Go ahead.
From sin.
From what?
From sin.
Read.
And become servants to God.
That's us right here, man. We become servants to God. When you come into this truth and become brand new, you got to fight every day spiritually to serve the Most High. And to serve Him, you got to obey what He's telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? You cannot no longer willfully sin.
Right.
The Most High is going to put you to death for that, man. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. Keep reading.
God. Ye have your fruit unto holiness. And
Hold on. Ye have your what?
Ye have your fruit unto holiness.
What is Paul saying right here? You have your fruit to holiness. Just read it in the scripture before this, when I was speaking on Commander Juliana. Because if you want to look at the man, you got to look at what he produced, right? Look at what Commander Juliana produced. Lions. Read what you just read again, Sirach.
Ye have your fruit unto holiness.
Unto what?
Unto holiness.
Meaning we're not moving like all these other men in the world. You know what I'm saying? We moving as separate men. This is not an easy job to do. Everybody can't do it. You understand? We holy men in here. Keep going.
And the end, everlasting life.
And the end is what?
Everlasting life.
My election is going to be for sure. And we're going to make our election sure in Christ. And it's going to be what?
Everlasting life.
What is that talking about? Go ahead.
Kingdom of rulership forever.
That's it. Kingdom of rulership forever. When this kingdom's over right here, we're going to have rulership forever. But it's something that the Most High requires of us. You got to stop celebrating Christmas. Stop worshiping the other gods, man. You understand? Stop being so damn carnal, if I could. Right? It's a tough walk. That's straight. Yeah, it's tough, man. You got to gird up thy loins. You get my point? Keep reading, Zerah.
For the wages of sin is death.
The what?
The wages of sin is death.
If I work 40 hours, I didn't accumulate wages. You understand? I didn't accumulate a certain amount of money. Right? But the wages of sin is what?
Is death.
Keep going.
But the gift of God is eternal life.
And that's what we have received in the ISUBK, man. The gift of God. The law, statutes, and commandments according to this Bible. Right? You had something, Michelle?
You went there.
You sure?
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions before we move on? We got about 20 more minutes. We're going to wrap this up. No questions? Because Paul, when you read Paul is conflict, man. You got to really know these. You got to know Paul, know the Bible to teach what he's saying. Go ahead.
So like that one, did you want any of these stories?
Yeah, I need that winter solstice. Let's get winter solstice real quick.
Winter solstice?
Yep. The water. And if I could y'all see me again with one of them Appreciate it.
This is from the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Uh-huh.
Winter solstice.
Go ahead.
Winter solstice, also called hibernal solstice, the 2-month moments during the year when the path of the sun in the sky is farthest south in the northern hemisphere.
Mhm.
That's December 21st or 22nd.
As what?
December 21st or 22nd.
Okay.
And farthest north in the southern hemisphere, which is June 20th or 21st.
Go ahead.
At the winter solstice, the sun travels the shortest path through the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and that day, therefore, has the least daylight and longest night.
Meaning this, your oppressor changed the time up to try to save the daylight. You understand? This is all science according to your oppressor. This is why I'm bringing this out, and this don't have nothing to do with the time that Christ. When was Yahushua born? Anybody? Was it December 25th?
Wow.
Do y'all got the precepts? Y'all look like some seasoned men over here. I know somebody got the precepts of when he was born or can prove it. Y'all, go ahead, sis.
In the spring.
Give her a hand. But I like it. We're gonna prove it with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And this is another time that we can prove that December, the whole spirit of Christmas is off, man. Finish the winter solstice real quick.
When the winter solstice happens in the northern hemisphere, the North Pole is tilted about 23.4 degrees away from the sun.
Go ahead.
Because the sun's rays are shifted southward from the equator by the same amount, the vertical moon rays are directly overhead at the tropical Capricorn.
Okay, no sweat. We can drop that. I wanted to bring this up. That's not the right article I needed, but the winter solstice is the time when the oppressor created that daylight saving times and all that garbage. You understand? You know what I mean? The dead of winter is not the new year. You know what I'm saying? That can shift off into a whole nother breakdown. But the Yahushua came around what? What was the Romans doing to us at that time? We're gonna prove it in the next precept. When is tax time?
February.
Huh?
February.
When is it?
February.
April. When is the last day of tax time?
April.
Okay, well let's get the precept. Give me Luke 2:1.
In the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 1.
Yeah, let's get
It
it.
came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar.
They went out what?
A decree.
What is it? What is that?
Cold prefix.
Most High Christ. What was it? What was the decree? Go ahead.
Order.
It's an order from Caesar, the so-called white man, at that time when we was in Rome. Keep reading.
From Caesar Augustus. That all the world.
That all the what?
That all the world.
Meaning all y'all that got these slaveries, you got to do this thing right here. Keep reading.
Should be taxed.
So it should be what?
Should be taxed.
It's tax time around this time, man. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria.
Go ahead.
And all went to be taxed.
All went to be what?
And all went to be taxed.
Keep reading.
Every one into his own city.
Keep going.
And Joseph also went up from Galilee.
And Joseph did what?
Joseph also went up from Galilee.
Keep reading.
Out of the city of Nazareth.
What is he doing? Anybody know the history of the story right here? You got to be a seasoned man to know this one. Not a job? You know?
Can you say, read that again?
Keep reading. Mashah, you know?
Come.
Most High Christ.
At this time, the king called for a census so that he can determine how many folks is around so he can receive the taxes from them.
That's right.
And when they did that, you had to go to your home city. You had to go, like, if I'm born and raised in Detroit, I got to come to Detroit even if I'm living in California.
That's right.
So Joseph was returning to his place where he originated, which was Bethlehem.
That's it.
That's where he had to go. And so they was going down there so that they can be counted for in the census. We do it every 10 years.
That's it. Keep reading, Tara.
Count on one time. Into Judea. Unto the city of David.
Into the what?
Unto the city of David.
So he's going to the city of David. You understand? Joseph comes from what lineage? What, sis? What you got? Precept.
Matthew 1.
That's a good precept. Keep reading.
Because he was out of the house and lineage of David.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5.
Go ahead.
To be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife.
His what?
His espoused wife.
Go ahead.
Being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered.
Most High Christ. Give me jump up to verse 40.
Verse 40. And the child.
So in those days she was to be delivered, meaning what? Is his spouse white? Go ahead.
I mean, Christ was born around tax time.
Around tax season, around the Passover. You understand? Not in the dead winter. You understand? When everything is dead. That's the cut right there. Y'all need that one in y'all precept books. Big up to General Mayak. I learned that from him about 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You need that one, Luke 2:1, when you breaking this whole Christmas thing down. All right. Jump up to verse 40.
Verse 40. And the child grew and waxed strong in spirit.
And waxed wrong in what?
In spirit.
No, he was lifting weights.
In spirit.
He was strong in what?
In spirit.
You got to fight spiritually, man, to be perfect like that. That should be the example every man should, you know what I'm saying, look up to and be perfect like that brother, man. Keep reading.
Filled with wisdom.
Filled with what?
With wisdom.
No, not with muscles.
With wisdom.
With wisdom. That's what make a man right there. Wisdom. You understand? And the beginning of wisdom is what? There we go. Y'all raise your hand. Don't sweat. Let the young man try. I know he knows it right. The beginning of wisdom is what?
Knowledge.
If an officer answered, I want you to show me the precept. Let one of these brothers. The sister, man, the sister been studying, y'all. What's up, officers? You understand? That's what's up. What's up, Christ? The beginning of wisdom is what? Let's get it. Y'all gotta be on y'all toes, man. We could be at camp. You just gonna be quiet like this? We could be at camp right now and somebody come walk up and run up on you and ask you the question. The beginning of wisdom is what? I need the precept. Salakia. Go ahead, Zerah.
Romans 9:10.
Let's get it. There we go, Paul again.
No, Proverbs 9:10.
Yeah.
Whoever got it.
You got it, Michelle?
I was just putting it up and you called.
I got it.
You read it.
Proverbs 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The what?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
That's it right there. I don't want to get put to death by the Most High, so I'm going to obey what this Bible is telling me to do. That's the beginning of when I start to be a separate man, like we just read in the Bible. That's gonna make me, if I become a scholar in these scriptures and actually live it, that's gonna make me a holy man. You understand? It's gonna separate me from every man that's feeding his flesh every day. You understand? You're gonna be walking after the Spirit of Christ. That's how you got to walk, man. Because why? You got to teach men to do the same thing. Because if you don't do it, you're gonna be least in this kingdom. When we end up ruling. You get my point? You got any questions?
Like
Go ahead. Don't sweat.
for the rest, he says.
Keep reading.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Can you just break that down? Like
The knowledge of the holy is understanding, meaning this. I have to get taught by a man that know the truth for me to understand what Paul is saying.
That's right.
If I'm not learning from Commander Junior Hana or a certified priest in this school, I'm not gonna know what the hell Paul talking about. You understand that? Read it again.
Proverbs 9 and 10.
Uh-huh.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So when I first came into the truth and I got the Bible broke down to me, I got scared. Like, oh, I don't want to feel the anger of the Lord. I thought the Lord loved everything and loved everybody, and He was something like your mama.
Right.
You want to give everybody kisses and all that. That's not the power that we serve, man.
Right.
You understand? And then you look at your life in this hell, look at other brothers, how they died, man. It could have been me.
That's right.
If it wasn't for this show, I probably would have been a dead man. You understand? So it's our responsibility to go out there and teach brothers the same thing that I'm giving y'all. I learned these from knowledgeable men over me. Right? Keep going.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom,
Go ahead.
and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
You see that? The knowledge of the holy. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how he's a holy man. You can't find too many brothers like that in the earth. How he move is holy. Why? Because he following Christ to the T. You know what I'm saying? Christ was perfect, which made him what? Holy. Give him a hand. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of learning the law, learning these scriptures, man. You understand? I know it look good. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Captain LeBron used to tell us this all the time. He said, "Man, it's not the social club. It's not the social club. It's not the boys and girls club. This right here, this job that we took an oath to do, is very, very serious, man. You understand? And that's what's gonna establish us as holy men and holy sisters. Y'all, somebody give me Titus 2 and 3. You understand? Because the sisters, y'all got jobs as well, but the flock of his pasture are men. Meaning we got two different responsibilities. But you sisters, y'all got to do something too. You understand? Titus 2 and 3. Let's get it.
The aged woman.
The what?
The aged woman.
Now, is it talking about a woman that's carnally aged, or is it talking about a sister that's been rocking in the truth for maybe 7, 8 years that really know the Bible, that's been learning from a certified priest? Go ahead.
Sister that's rooted and grounded in this truth.
That's it right there. Read it from the top.
The aged woman, likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
There go the word holiness again. That they become in behavior, because why? A woman that's not in the truth, that's been raised in this hell right here, what is her spirit? Go ahead, sis.
Wicked.
I want to use another word. You right, but I want to use another word. What is her spirit?
I was gonna say of the world,
Which means what?
unlawful.
That's true too. Zerah. All y'all right. She got the spirit of what? All y'all right. Michelle?
She got that spirit to try to rule over.
Meaning what? She's out of order.
Out of order.
That's a woman that don't have the truth, that don't know the education of the Lord. Paul said, wives, submit unto your own husband, man. You understand? Be in good behavior. Read it. Keep reading.
That they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers.
Not what?
False accusers.
And that's what our women, if they don't have the truth, they're going to be false accusers. This is his baby. He responsible for it. Put him on child. You know, Salaki, I don't want to beat our sisters up, man. You know what I mean? We love our sisters, but at the same time, I'm just showing you the role of a woman and the role of a man as it pertains to keeping these laws and doing what the hell we supposed to be doing. All right? Keep going.
Not giving too much wine.
Not giving what?
Too much wine.
Not giving too much wine, meaning that could be twofold. Like, I can get drunk with something other than liquor, right?
Right.
I can get drunk with playing the damn Xbox too much, or eating too much food. You know what I mean? I can get drunk with watching reality TV too much. You understand? So that's kind of a twofold scripture. You understand? Keep going.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of what?
Good things.
That's powerful right there. Sis, you should do it this way. Say kind to that man, sis. Don't be so, a righteous sister is going to do that thing right there. And why is she going to do it? Because she's an aged woman, meaning she's been learning these scrolls. Somebody, an excellent brother has been teaching her. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
That they may teach the young women.
See, the young women, meaning the woman that's coming into the truth that don't know as much as you know. Keep going.
To be sober.
To be what?
Sober.
What does the word sober mean? Go ahead.
Be vigilant.
That's it. Give them a hand. Clear-minded. Clear-minded. Having a clear mind, right? Keep going.
To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
And the word love means what? Is it a fuzzy feeling that arouses you and I love him? What is the word love? What is the word love? Somebody break it down. Let me get my shot.
It means to be obedient. The scriptures say, Yahweh said, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Precept. That's how I've been raised up. If I don't want to paraphrase. I want to prove it. What I'm saying. Scripture said, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. You understand that? 1 John 5:3. All right. Go ahead. Read.
1 John 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
So like you just said, a woman shows her husband that she loves him because what? It's an action. Not something that you feel. A little fuzzy feeling that everybody thinks because you got this little your tingly heart. Oh, that's love. No, it's an action. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Meaning it's not going to hurt you to keep these commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point of the law class, to show you what are you supposed to be doing according to the Bible. And the reason that we ended up in captivity, the reason why we on the bottom of every nation, because our forefathers didn't keep it.
Right.
We not keeping it now.
Yeah,
That's what's going to bring us back to the Most High Christ, man. We got to really do what this Bible is saying doing. Otherwise, you'll be what? You don't want to be that thing right there. What am I talking about, Aqua? You don't want to be on the surface looking like you know, about this, and you're not doing it. What would that make you? Brother, that make him what? Make him what? You don't want to do it. You don't want to be that thing, man, because the Most High say He gonna do something gruesome to a hypocrite.
Right.
You understand? T.D. Jakes, Al Sharpton. Again, somebody pulled Jeremiah 23:1. And the biggest hypocrites in our community is the Christian pastor.
Yeah.
You understand that? That's why we've been raised to follow Christmas. You understand? Because we've been following hypocrites. You understand? Commander Johanna gave it to you straight. Don't throw the Christmas tree in the damn gardens. It's not part of our culture.
Right.
And our people hate it, man. I remember my first year, I felt, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, damn, this felt crazy a little bit to me. But after I got stronger, you know what I'm saying, being around, you know, men over me and my brothers, man, it was easy. You understand? Go ahead, Michelle.
Jeremiah 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors.
See, woe be unto the pastors, man, hypocrites. A man that's sitting in the seat of leadership, but he really not doing what he's teaching. He's a hypocrite. You don't want to you don't want to be that thing right there, because the Most High is going to put you. You know, it's going to be gruesome for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in the seat of leadership to lead the lost sheep. Why you think the Most High looked at us as lost sheep? Because He knew that we were going to follow these other gods of the other nations. Right. He knew that we were going to be led by men that wasn't able to lead us. You know what I'm saying? Properly. That's why He's saying, woe to these people that did this to my people. We keep reading.
That destroyed and scattered the sheep of my pasture.
You see that? Destroyed us, man. Keep going.
Said the Lord. Verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel.
The God of who?
Of Israel.
No, the God of the Christian church.
Of Israel.
The God of the Chinese.
God of Israel.
The most high power that created the heavens and the earth. The God of this Bible. Go ahead.
Against the pastors.
Against what?
Against the pastors.
All right.
Go ahead.
That feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock.
He's scattered us with Islam. You know what I'm saying? We look up the word idolatry earlier. All the surrounding nations of Israel was worshiping the mountains, worshiping the stone. You understand? And the men that end up leading us have scattered us with these different doctrines. Like the first scripture I pulled was Colossians 2:8. You understand? A man-made doctrine. Right? Keep going. Philosophies of...
Scattered.
Go ahead.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away,
You've driven us away from the Most High.
and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing.
I would do what?
Visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord.
Come on. Everything that we've been trained to follow in America is a lie. It's not of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's against the Most High in Christ. And if we continue to do these things, the Most High is going to come see you. You understand? Imagine if you find out somebody broke in your house and you know who did it. What you going to... Yeah, I'm just talking about the carnal man, not us. We gonna let the law handle it. But say if you was in the world, you found out somebody stole something from you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go see him. That's what the Most High is doing to these wicked leaders, man. They got us celebrating Christmas and all this manner of evil that we've been participating in this kingdom called America. You understand? With that, I'm gonna wrap the class. If we got any more questions, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You got any questions? Questions? Y'all good? Y'all sure? Not as up. You got a question? Who sound correct? We passed the class to priests and officers of rock. You know what I'm saying? For the security announcements. You heard this
ISUPK security announcements. We got our ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be, they are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the word. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocation, we are in the Feast of Dedication. It's from December 20th all the way up until the 28th. All right, we still rocking it out. We on the 5th day. Yep, we rocking it out, man. Most High in Christ. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. Now I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Majim, which means to stand. Majim Shabbat. Hi, Majim. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Brakatah. Most High in Christ. Now also I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Majim. Sa. Majim Shabbat. Hi, Majim. Barak. Yahweh Shema Allah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yajimata, dismiss.
Yeah.